Hey there everybody, I've decided to start a Let's Play channel because I have no life and I need something to do, so I figured, fuck it. I figured Rust would be a fair game to start off with. Man, look at all this excitement.
Hey guys, how's it going? SystemFreez here. So I promised on Twitter and on Discord that once I hit 1,000 I would do a Q&A video. So you guys sent me in a bunch of questions, a lot of questions. I actually had to cut out a lot, holy shit. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna answer some questions. I don't really know how to start off a Q&A video.
Hiya!
Felix Argyle says, what's your real name? I was never really planning on putting out my name, but I have accidentally let it slip a few times in previous streams. And at this point, I just don't give a fuck anymore, so fuck it. Hi, my name is Jerry. How can I fucking help you? Modern Retro asks, will you ever? Mr. Brunswick asks, if you had the ability to stream full time, would you? Abso-fucking-lutely, yes. I still to this day do not believe that I actually have a shot at making it on YouTube to the point where I can actually do it as a living. But if the opportunity did come by and I was able to make a living by streaming with you guys, I would fucking do it in a heartbeat. Absolutely. Lainey asks, what's your favorite color? Disappointment. Nah, fam, my favorite color is blue, because I'm a basic bitch. Wendy asks, who's this mysterious third brother? It's this asshole. How you doing? How's it going, bro?
Okay. Hi.
KV asks, what or who inspired you to create the content that you have, including the podcasts? The thing about that is there have been a lot of people that have inspired me over the years. I know the first inspiration I had was probably Ray Narvaez Jr. You know, I've always said that I started doing YouTube because it looked fun. For me, really all of Achievement Hunter in general just made it look really entertaining. But Ray Narvaez specifically was the one who I think above all else made YouTube look like an absolute fucking blast. So he's the one that inspired me and helped get this ball rolling. But along the way, there have, just been a lot of other people that have inspired me. Ray Narvaez Jr., Markiplier was actually a big inspiration. He helped me realize just how much impact you can have in the editing room, not just recording, but you can do a lot of shit in the editing room and, really improve what you put out. In recent months, Chris Raygun has actually inspired me a lot to really help, really inspire me to push myself and try to do more random type and more fucking, just more extravagant edits, I guess you could say. He's been a big influence. JonTron and I Hate Everything have definitely been big influences, especially for the movie reviews that I've started doing. There have just been so many people. It's really hard to tie it down to just one or two things. I'm essentially a giant mishmash, just an ugly fucking abomination of a mishmash of a bunch of other different YouTubers. As far as the podcasts go, that was really more of a product of the time, I would say, than it was inspired by a single person. At the time, you were seeing more and more podcasts crop up. Obviously, Baited was a thing. I think H3H3, around the same time as Below Freezing, H3H3 had started up their podcast. I think that, I could be wrong, but I think it's pretty much the same deal with Catch 33. I was just seeing more and more podcasts pop up at that time, and it just looked like a lot of fun. And I figured, hey, it might make for a good excuse to shoot the shit with Nar, Christina, and Brunswick, so that's how that happened. Skull only asks, how would you rate today's music? It's alright. Financier asks, will you do more Cards Against Humanity live streams on YouTube in the future? Probably, but I couldn't really say when. I don't have any immediate plans. But Cards Against Humanity is a fun game, and it's always, just something that you can go back to just when the fuck ever. So more than likely at some point, but I have no real plans for it right now. Someone wanted to ask this one anonymously. Below Freezing Podcast, fuck, marry, kill. Fuck Narcost, marry Narcost, then take out a big insurance policy on Narcos, then kill him. Matu says, it turns out I already know way too much about you, and I will be getting a lobotomy to know less. Thanks, Dad. Lucy asks, will there be a sequel to 1000 Degree Knife vs. Dog? Yes, 1000 Degree Knife vs. Brother. Hoshi asks, why did you leave me at Goodwill? Because your mother's a whore. Claire asks, where do you think your sense of humor comes from? I find it unique and entertaining. Thanks, fam. That's a fucking lie, but I appreciate it. I'm a cunt. So, again, that's one of those things where you can't really tie it down to one thing, because there's just been so many influences over the years. Again, some of like the really early stuff back when I was younger that really, I would say, probably at least set me down the path to where I'm at the moment. You know, I used to watch a lot of like South Park, Family. I was pretty big on Family Guy at the time. That show's really fucking gone downhill though. I know one big influence at the time was I don't know if you guys remember this, but ages ago there was this fucking video here on YouTube called what was it called? Rejected Cartoons by let me look it up. Don Hertzfeld Rejected Cartoons for Family Learning Channel. And what that was, it was a series of fucked up little animations. I'm sure this is like fucking YouTube history, so I'm sure you guys know, but like had like old cartoons of like fucking dancing clouds with bleeding anuses and shit like that, just really fucked up, just weird, twisted, and kind of random humor. I just watched a lot of stuff back then like that, and I think those were probably some of the biggest influences on my sense of humor today. KB asks, why are you like this? I don't know. Lady Wendy asks, will you play us a song on your guitar? Sure, but it'll be shit. You're gay. Julian asks, what's your favorite type of gun? None. I don't really give a fuck about guns. Like, I don't hate them, but they're just kind of a thing that exists. I have no real excess love for them, you know? They just exist as far as I'm concerned. Besides, you don't need a gun when you have the Master Sword. This is fucking stupid and I am breaking everything. Christina asks, why do you love Dragon Ball? What would you like to see in Dragon Ball Super? All honesty, I think the majority of my love for Dragon Ball Z in particular, probably more than anything just comes from pure fucking nostalgia, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that was the anime that got me into anime, you know? Like, that was my introduction to it, and I fucking fell in love with that. And looking back at it now, there's a lot of cheesy shit. But there's still a lot of enjoyable moments. Like, I still fucking love the, like, Cell and Android Saga. There's still a lot of good moments in, you know, the Saiyan Saga. There's a lot of tense-ass moments I still... like, probably the best part of that series would probably have to be the villains that they have to face, you know? I don't think I'm really saying anything that original when I say this, but I think probably one of the coolest things about Dragon Ball are just the villains that it comes up with. You know, people like Cell, Frieza, even Boo, as fucking stupid as that motherfucker was. Still just really cool and interesting villains, you know? I think that's probably some of the best aspects of that show, and I think that really played a big role in its popularity and just why I fell in love with it. But more than anything, I think it is... I honestly speaking, I think it's mostly just nostalgia. As far as what I would like to see in Dragon Ball Super, I haven't watched that yet, but I fucking need to. But I doubt they'll do this, but I would love for them to bring back Raditz at some point. Like, at least let Goku have one conversation with them or something. So I know the Underworld's a thing. I know Dragon Ball's a thing. There are methods you could do it. But just, my biggest gripe with Dragon Ball Z was always that they wasted Raditz, you know? I mean, this was his actual brother that he never knew he had. To have another, boom, you have an alien brother. And they kill him off after 2 episodes, and he never gets mentioned again ever. He's just they just drop him. They just forget about him completely. I've always felt like that was just such a waste of potential of a character. So I would love to see them bring him back, even if just for like one conversation, so Goku can talk with his bro, you know? LKU asks, why haven't you fucked LKU yet? Because you haven't come to Oklahoma. Please hurry, I'm very lonely. Uvula asks, what collaboration are you dreaming of? Skin Diamond. Again, I am very lonely. Mr. Brunswick asks, what's your biggest flaw? So I've stated this pretty openly, I think, on Twitter, but I would say easily my biggest flaw would be perfectionism. I I tend to be very antsy and just very anal, I guess you could say, about my content. If I notice even like the slightest of flaw, I get upset with myself. I tend to get really angry that like what I'm doing isn't good enough and shit like that. And I have trouble looking back at older videos and just enjoying them for what they are. I just tend to pick out the flaws and kind of dread on them all day. So just over perfectionism, I would say, is probably my biggest flaw, if I'm being honest. Not that anything I do is fucking perfect, but I think you get the idea. Quilv asks, when's that fucking toe reveal? Right now, BB. Okay, you ready for this? You ready for this? You guys are gonna get some. You guys are gonna get a sweet toe reveal. Here we go. Let's do this. Oh, that's too bad. You just got cucked. KV asks, other than Screwdriver, what other vodka bitch drinks do you drink? Well, I love you too, fam. So the thing is, I'm really not that into alcohol, you know. I drink quite a bit of Screwdriver, but that's really about it. Every now and then I'll have a beer, as long as it, you know, doesn't taste like fucking beer. Like, I'll enjoy some, like, Red's Apple Ale or some gay shit. There was, like, some root beer flavored beer that I've had before that I quite liked. Just real light shit. As long as it doesn't taste like fucking alcohol, I can enjoy it. But again, I'm a basic bitch. I can't handle it. I'm a pussy. Greenix asks, are you secretly planning a three-way with Keen and Narcost? No, I'm planning it openly. Keen asks, what is your greatest fear when releasing a video? That kind of ties back to what I was talking about earlier. My biggest fear with video is pretty much always going to be that I'm not going to like it like immediately after, or that other people won't like it, you know, that other people will notice flaws in the editing, or that my delivery with jokes wasn't good enough, you know, shit like that. Just again, it just ties back to that whole perfectionism thing, you know. I get really, really antsy about my content not being good enough. So, you know, just shit like that, you know, yeah. Kilowatt asks, will you tell me your thoughts on people who ask for mod? Saitama says, how do you feel seeing Bruns blowing up pools with another man? Pokecat asks, what aspects do you like of edited content versus streaming and vice versa? So this will probably sound like a basic-ass response, but the reality is, the thing I like about streaming that you don't really get with edited content is just the fact that I get to interact with you guys, you know, when I get to just sit down, chill out, play a game, shoot the shit with you guys can call me a fag, and I can go, yeah, I like a dick! Yeah. just getting to shoot the shit with you guys live and just hang out and tell jokes with one another. That's honestly, just that interactivity is something you can't get with edited content, and I just love it so much. But the thing with edited content that I will always love over streaming is the fact that I'm able to express myself in a way that I just cannot with streaming. Because, you know, with streaming, I can shoot around, I can fucking, like, you can mobile stream, just you go into places and doing shit, you can fucking... You can do so much with streaming, but ultimately you can't get that creative with it, if that makes sense. Like with edited content, I can do shit like this, or I can do some of these, and you know, I can put things together that you just can't with streaming, you know. And ultimately, it just provides a better end product. You know, it provides you something that you can look back at later and be proud of and say, hey, this is really good, and I made this, and that's just a feeling. As much as I love streaming, it just having that end product, it's not something you can get with streaming, you know? And the last question, my boy Dick Butt asks, can I ask you a question? No, fuck off. So, I've never done Q&A videos. This was probably fucking awful. And I also apologize. I know I had to skip a lot of people's questions. I received over, I think I received like over 40. And I had to cut down, I think I took out about 15, 16 or so questions just because I just didn't want the video to be a fucking like hour long, you know? So, sorry to those of you whose questions didn't get answered, but I had to save time and there were just so many good ones to pick through. But, thank you guys again for getting us to 1,000. It really does mean a lot. I actually never thought we would get this fucking far. I never thought we'd hit 100, let alone 1,000, so... fucking shit. Thank you guys so much. Again, hopefully you liked the video. If not, be sure to dislike and flag me. I'm a dumb cunt. This hurts.
Mr. Brunswick is my dream daddy. Mr. Brunswick is my dream daddy. He is so nice and big. Mr. Brunswick would make a great daddy. Mr. Brunswick, please don't block me.